Hi, we are the Maskery family. A lot of you watching this probably know us already, but we're hoping that there's a lot of you watching that don't already know us. So my name is Nathan. This is my wife, Vicky. We have
Esther, Malachi, Andrew.
And what's your name? Lucy. It's pretty quiet. So over the past 12 years, God has taken us on a pretty crazy adventure. For the first 7 years of our marriage, while we were building our family, actually, we traveled around the Maritimes leading an outreach mission team called Harvest Youth Mission. We had a big U-Haul truck that folded down into a stage, and we put on presentations. We did drama, skits, rap, music, breakdancing, and we just preached the gospel to lost people all over the place. 4 years ago, God called us to come to Kingswood University, where I'm studying pastoral ministry, and I'm also the resident director here. And I had no intentions of coming to Bible school. When I was working doing Harvest Youth Mission, I was also working at Harvest House during the year, which is a drug recovery program and a homeless shelter. So I was doing ministry full time, had no intentions of coming to Bible school. And God made it really clear that we were supposed to come here to Kingswood. And so we said yes, and we moved our whole family, we came, and it's been an incredible time being here at Kingswood. And during our time here, we started learning a lot about church planting. Now, prior to coming to Kingswood, I had no idea what church planting was. And basically what I learned was that church planting is where you take your whole family and you move to a place where you don't know anybody, and you preach the gospel to people and bring people into the kingdom and build a church from scratch. And the more I learned about it, the more I realized that this is what God was calling us to do. The passion in my heart to see lost people come to know Christ really lines up with what church planting is. And so we started talking about just some different options and places we could go to plant church, and just really didn't know where God was leading us. And we met Mark Parker one day. He's head of church planting for the Wesleyan denomination here in Canada. And he started talking to us about this place, Thunder Bay. And when we first started hearing about Thunder Bay, some of the things that he was saying started to click. And we were like, man, maybe this is where God's calling us. But we just weren't really sure if that's what God wanted us to do. And I remember one time after we met Mark, we came back to our apartment, and Vicky said, we need to know from God if this is what we're supposed to do. And so before going to bed that night, we prayed. And Vicky said to the Lord, she said, God, I just pray that if we're supposed to go, you would make it clear. And then she said, and I even prayed that you'd give us a dream. And I thought, well, that's really specific. And so we woke up the next morning, and I said, did you dream anything? And she said, no. So I was still laying in bed. And that morning, the kids had all gotten up and gotten each other breakfast, and they were having cereal and laughing and talking. And I heard Esther, our oldest, she said to the rest of the kids, she said, I had a dream last night that we were moving to Thunder Bay. And so obviously, I jolted out of bed because they didn't know what we had prayed the night before. And I ran down to the kitchen to talk to her, and she explained the dream and how in the dream she heard the Lord say that we were moving to Thunder Bay. And for us, this was a pretty big tipping point because previously, our kids were all really against the idea of moving to Thunder Bay. It's pretty far away. We don't have any friends there yet or anything. And but after that, they were all really excited that this is what God wants us to do. And so we called Mark and we said, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to move to Thunder Bay. And that was about a year ago. And we're actually getting ready to move to Thunder Bay this coming July. Our friends Hannah and Tyler Sears are already there. They're working on a building and doing renovations to that and getting things ready. And we're already starting to get some vision for what we want to see happen in Thunder Bay. There's a lot of difficult situations there. The city is actually 20% First Nations, and we have a real strategy and plan to reach the First Nations community. And also the community that surrounds the church. There's a lot of kids that are there that are in single-parent homes, and we just have real vision for how to reach them and show them the love of Christ. And in order to move to Thunder Bay and start this church, we need to raise $75,000. And that's a little bit scary and a bit daunting, but we really believe that when God is in something, He provides, He makes a way for that. And so if you're watching this video and God's tugging at your heart to partner with us through giving, we would so appreciate that. And if you go on our website at thunderbaychurchplant.com, which is all one word, all lowercase, there's a place on there you can find out how to give. We'd love that. And even more importantly, we're hoping that this video will generate prayer partners. We really believe in the power of prayer. And we really believe that if God's people get together and pray, that He will move. And we are really desiring to see God do some incredible things in Thunder Bay. We want to see lots of people come to know Jesus. And so if you would partner with us in prayer, we would so appreciate that. There's a place on our website you can go and subscribe. And you can follow us and follow our journey. And if you don't already, you can follow me on Facebook. We're going to keep putting up Maskery training videos, right guys?
Yeah.
We do those all the time, and those are things maybe you probably shouldn't try at home, but we love doing pretty crazy things all the time. And so follow us on that. And we'd love to be in touch and to be in contact. And again, we just would really appreciate your prayers. And so thanks for checking out the video. May the peace of Christ reign in your heart.